Hello everyone. So guys, I don't want to make this video too long. I need to run somewhere. It's early in the morning today. But guys, South Africans have been played of all races. We've been played big times by the ANC. Now, you would remember that there are policies that were created to redress the evils of the past. And hence, you have affirmative action, BEE, and all these other marginalization policies against a specific group of people. As a result of that, these policies have created what you would call a black elite, and that black elite, they are politically connected to the ANC. Let me speak something about my province. I come from KwaZulu-Natal, and I think I've told this story numerous times about my family being part of the ANC, and we lived in a township called Hammersdale, which is between Durban and Pietermaritzburg. It's a township somewhere in the valleys along the N3. And there used to be political violence, black on black political violence in the 80s. I think at that time I was still pretty much a little boy. But I do remember when my mom got an intel to tell her that you need to pack up and get out of here. So I remember we being packed inside a red Datsun. Even though I was a kid, for some reason the red color is ingrained in my head. And I remember we were driving forever and we were put under a canopy, and the canopy had like bags and bags, and we were right underneath it because the particular political party that was unaliving ANC members, they were going for boys. Basically, they'll give the boy the pew-pew, and then the boy will have to pew-pew his parents, and then they pew-pew the boy at the end, or leave the boy to suffer the consequences for the rest of his life. In most cases, they never survive, most of them, because of the violence continuing, the burning of houses, hijacking of houses. My house was hijacked to this very day. The people that hijacked it, they still live there. And they were part of a particular political party that I'm not going to mention. So KZN, along the 80s, probably till, all the way into the democracy, the KZN was heavily that particular political party, heavily. And the section of Hammersdale that we lived in, we did not know. My grandma who bought the house did not know that she bought a house in the midst of that other political party. While Unit 2, Unit 1, Unit 3, they were mostly ANC, and that's where the rough was about. There used to be a place called Nkandla. That one was very much that other political party. So the point that I'm making here is that people like myself or my family, these are the reasons why the ANC said it's creating these policies so that we get to benefit from the because we come from this what you call previously disadvantaged background, and children like ourselves need to get these jobs, need to get business, basically priority based. Before anyone else could. Why? Because they are redressing the evils of the past, where black people are marginalized in business spaces and workplaces, managerial spots, and things of that nature. Are you with me so far? Does it sound all familiar? So today, my so-called township calls itself the ANC Equator. From that unit where I come from, where we were almost unalive, the people that hijacked my house to this day claim border by ANC Auto. Why? That's because of tenders and grants and corruption. People decided, let's dump this one and let's go into the ANC and become ANC members. That's why today by ANC Auto type of situation. Now, the point that I'm making here is all of this was a lie. Redress, BEE, and all that stuff, and people today that come from that political party that were busy unaliving us, some of them, or most of them, they're now an elite because they are benefiting from the ANC corruption. like elite, most of them. Some of them no longer even live in the township. They've moved to Mshanga, La Lucia, and all of these places. Their children, they go to the best of the best schools in Clifton, and you name them, right? So the point, again, that I'm trying to make here is that all of this was a lie, because I want you to listen to this video. Give this clip your time. It's 2 clips. Please give them your time so that you get to understand the lie that was told to us. We're told go to school, because once we go into democracy, or actually when we move towards the 21st century, the 21st century will demand that you have a degree so that you are employable and all of that stuff. And because you're Black, you will be prioritized. And if you are an entrepreneur, you are going to get BEE deals and things like that. And there will be no more suffering of Black people, no more shanty towns and living in tin houses. And we will all be living in euphoria. A better life for all, they said. Right? Now, tell me what's happening here.
Nationals falls which line? HR was going to answer that, you said? Almost done, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. The issue of foreign nationals, for the fact that they also have acquired the South African ID, then they are also on the system being employed. Then we just only, on the narrative, indicate the separation so that everybody can see that how our demographics looks like. Thank you, Chair.
But I did not understand that response. I did not understand it.
On the graph, Chair.
Where are you? I can't see the person. Oh.
Yes. Okay. In the graph,
Yes.
I could not depict them and give them a specific line because they have all our South African IDs. And for that fact, that's why I...
The colored has a South African ID. The Indian has a South African ID. The white has a South African ID. Why are they not part of your graph, but they are part of the total? Come I tell you something.
Yes, sir.
You see, 88.4% is representative of 211, correct? 88.4% is reflective of 211 Africans. Is that correct?
It's not correct. Let me engage.
Okay.
Everybody there, when I'm doing that graph, it's inclusive of everybody, coloreds, Indians, even the foreign nationals. But on the narrative, I was only indicating so that now you can see the demographics. Yes.
So the 88.4% is 211 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5.
The sum is not inclusive of the 211. I'm just only, if you can add 1, 2, and 3, all of them together, when they come to a total of 244, it's indicating that in our college, we have 244. But now our splitting in terms of now specifics, we have one colored.
Just quickly how I understand it, yes. Then you correct me rather, because I'm not following. My understanding is the total is 244 employees. Yes?
Correct.
Am I doing good so far?
Yes.
The red line is for the 25. It's reflective of how it has decreased to what it is now from 2021 to now. 25 white people.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
Right. So now it's 244 minus 25.
Mathematically, you can take it that way. Remember when you do the employment equity, it's inclusive of...
No, the graph. The graph, my leader.
Okay, yes.
I admit I'm slow, but I'm not that slow. The graph there.
Honorable person, I said I do understand.
Okay, so now...
Mathematical sequencing.
Now, all right, so now on the blue line, you now have black. There the blue line says you have it representative of black, colored, and Indian. That's what it says there, correct?
Correct.
What are you saying to me? You had to add foreign national for the person who reads the graph. You had to add foreign national the blue line also represents foreign national, correct?
Yes.
You did not do so, meaning foreign national is not included in the blue line, correct? No, the graph,
Yes,
look at the
yes.
graph.
I agree with you.
You agree?
In terms of
Now
yes,
I'm
the description.
asking, why is it not included there?
It's an omission that I'll look into it so that I can correct.
You know that word omission? I've been hearing it. And you know what I did, Chair? Because I continued to hear omission, because I'm slow, I went to the dictionary to go look, what is this omission? Does it exclude intention? I came to find the word omission means you intentionally discard it. So the fact that you used omission now means to me, you are saying you intentionally discarded that.
Yeah, we're approaching 40 minutes. Honorable Salt.
Last one. This is the last question.
Please.
Thank you for your indulgence, Chair.
Yeah, but also, you know, I'm allowing you on this one, but the numbers that you guys are discussing are not even accurate. So you guys,
Chair.
literally no, but we have taken about 15 minutes discussing.
But Chair, I was going to go to the accuracy of the numbers, but because of time I can't. But I wanted to make the point that what we are continuously receiving, Chair, reflecting from the slides that we've been continuously given, it is misleading. It is giving the impression that there's transformation, and there's not. And I was trying to help here to say there's no way to explain around it. That's my submission, Chair.
Yeah. HR.
Just the what appointments. Let's go to that one. What appointments do, or what positions do the foreign nationals occupy?
We have 5. In that 5, 2 are PL1 in the business studies as lecturers. Then we have also 2 in the engineering PL1. Then we have 1 in engineering who is on PL2.
Are those jobs that South Africans can do?
Yes, from all the specs, yes, we have South Africans who can do the job.
The law requires that when you give jobs to legal foreign nationals, which you are more than welcome to do, they are our brothers and sisters, those who are here legally. But the law requires when you do that, there must be South Africans that is unable to do those jobs. There's no South African you could find to do those jobs. You are saying that there are South Africans can do those jobs. It's not a scarce skill. So what you have effectively done, you have employed more foreign nationals than coloreds and Indians combined. And they are born here. Do you see my problem?
I do see, sir.
Do you concede it's wrong?
I do agree. I do agree, Honorable Chairperson.
To the entire leadership of this college, do you commit on record today you will work hard to correct this?
Absolutely, sir.
Principal.
Thank you very much. I'm not starting another conversation, but all I am saying, the college, when we do recruitment, we advertise. The response of people also determines what, but in terms of principle, we would have liked to see this picture better.
I don't appreciate that. From someone who's been transferred. You should feel better. You should know better. You are at this college because this system looked at your situation that you were facing that side. You cannot come and say that the reason why that numbers looks like that is because you have advertised properly but no one comes. There are professionals that that are looking for jobs. Of all races, don't prioritize one. We are pushing for transformation that includes black, white, Indian, and coloreds in this country. Principle.
I was just about to conclude.
No,
that
but
in
you had a
principle-
preamble. It is simple for you to say, I commit. Those numbers we must work hard to change, like your colleague did. That's all you had to do. No justification. Just say, I will show leadership in driving the process to change that.
Okay, I commit, Chair.
Thank you.
Okay, that was the first video. Let's go to the second video, which is quite similar to the first one. There we go.
Do you know Professor Noluntu Mpekwa?
I haven't met her directly, yes.
Actually, it's Professor, Doctor.
Yes.
She holds a BTech, a MTech, and a PhD. Very brilliant black South African female in this country. Do you know that in 2024 she applied for the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, both Environment and Information Technology? Do you know of that?
In 2019?
2024.
Oh, last year, yes, yes, yes.
You do know?
Yes.
Do you confirm that this black African highly qualified professional met the requirements of this position?
The minimum requirements.
Do you agree? Do you confirm that she fulfilled the requirements?
Yes, she fulfilled the minimum requirements.
Do you confirm that she was shortlisted and interviewed?
Yes,
Could you kindly tell the country who ended up getting the job? Was it a South African or was it a foreigner?
it was an internal candidate who is a foreign national.
Sorry, BC?
A foreign national female internal candidate.
Is that a scarce skill? The dean of the faculty?
In STEM-related issues, it can be a scarce.
In this instance, I'm putting before you a highly qualified South African black female professional who qualifies. In this instance, that's not a scarce skill because you have someone that can fill the position who is South African. A foreign national was given the position over and above this person.
If I may also answer this, that process was opened twice, precisely also because of the pool of applicants that we had, where we wanted to make sure there is enough diversity in terms of female representation, South Africans, and
No,
especially
Vicky,
also because
you
of
see,
the
I've been
kind
very
of
patient with
vacancy.
you, and I've allowed you to patronize me on many occasions. This time, I'm not going to allow it. What you have here is the position of dean is open. There is a South African black female who has applied and who is qualified. She holds a doctorate. She qualifies for that position. She doesn't get it. The person who gets it is a foreign national. That is not a scarce skill. The law requires that the only time you can do what you did is if it is a scarce skill. You disregarded, your institution disregarded a black female professional. There's no way around that. And whether you believe it or like it or not, CUT appears to be favoring foreign nationals above South Africans, even if they are qualified. And that's what that same stat in that faculty speaks to, of 15% of foreign nationals. And when we go there, even in your other slides, when you speak about junior lecturers and all of that kind of stuff, we will see how South Africans are lesser number than foreign nationals. In practicality, I urge you, VC, as we go further, that we see this problem and we take accountability for it, rather than explaining it away.
Now tell me, how are African foreign nationals that are hired by these colleges and universities previously disadvantaged. They struggled for the liberty of South Africa. How are they the whole policy of marginalizing white people so that black people are able to rise and live a better life, probably as they thought equal to white people? How is that? Where is the previously disadvantaged when a South African who has not 1 degree or 2 degrees or 3 degrees, but 4 degrees, which obviously that overqualification, but skilled nonetheless. Oh no, but that is not skilled, but still qualified nonetheless to be a dean, to be a lecturer, to work for the university. Now, let me tell you what the situation is here. Because when ANC put together a catered deployment policy that they fought so hard to keep, this is the results. You have men and women that have no clue about education, and let alone higher education. This is what they do. You know why? Because in my suspicion, there's corruption going on here. These people from other parts of Africa who are failing to fix their own countries, and they come to South Africa for a better life. And on top of that, they still bite the hands that feed them when they mock us, call us lazy, call us names, call us that we still live with our oppressors and our oppressors are in charge. Our oppressors are enslaving black people, the same people that are in these universities and colleges. They send messages back home to mock South Africans, particularly black South Africans. They figured us out while, and I don't blame them why they figured us out, because the politicians, they are making bottom line through you and me and our skin colors respectively. That black is bad on this, white is bad on black, Indian is bad on colored, colored is bad on... And then we bought into that. While we're busy on each other's throats, foreign nationals are coming in. And they're not coming in good faith. They are coming in with the bag, and they look for who is the person in charge and how ethical and a person of integrity are they. Because the moment they start opening the brown envelope and showing them the amount of US dollars, do you think the so-called ethical ANC cadre who has been deployed to be a board member of the higher education, whatnot, they are now going to take that bag and then give a job to this individual? That's exactly what has happened. Now the question is, how widespread is what you just watched? And I am hearing stories that Wits University has become rotten. These allegations, guys, they are allegations, they are not facts. But these are allegations that needs to be looked into. UJ apparently is even the rottest of the rot in South Africa, together with UW something, UWC or UWT. Then you have the University of Pretoria. Basically all the universities in South Africa. This is what apparently you will find. Some of them are running the show. And then when vacancies come out, guess who they are hiring as cleaners? This job used to be South Africans. I remember this very well at Wits. People that cleaned at Wits University, they were South Africans. But apparently and allegedly, all of that has turned around. The foreign nationals are even running for tenders and winning these tenders. And now the question is, NFSAS is for South Africans' disadvantaged children or previously disadvantaged children. But guess who's also taking NFSAS? Guess who's also taking NFSAS? When it comes to bursaries and scholarships that are meant for South Africans, they go to the children of the same people that brought a brown envelope to these people. We just are suspecting, we're not saying that has happened, but when you look at it closer, It kind of this doesn't make sense. This to me looks like corruption. This looks like crime is being committed in our higher institutions of learning. But then the question is it only there? I don't think so. I think it's also at local government level, municipalities, they are there. And you go to provincial governments, they are there. You go to national government, they are there. And the question is, how many of them are in parliament? How many sitting in parliament today? Just because you have a Nguni name does not mean you are a South African born and raised in South Africa. And the question also is around hospitals and clinics. It's full of them. And then when you speak your vernacular, because our constitution allows us, when I walk into a hospital, and I don't understand English, I can speak my mother tongue, Zulu, and say, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. And then you come across a foreign national with an attitude. And when you speak Zulu, they say, I don't understand that language. Speak English. So meaning now you are violating my constitutional rights. Now, what happened to the rest of us when we go either to visit a country or to stay in a country? We first learn phrases so that we are able to pick up some few things what the conversation might be about, subsequently learning the language if you are going to stay there for a long time. No, not in South Africa. They give you an attitude. I don't understand that language. That language goes to show the loathment, if there is such a word, towards South Africans. And you are sitting on a chair that was meant for a South African who's sitting out there unemployed, but has the qualification because you paid your way onto that seat. And some of the lecturers, I had my niece one time complaining about a lecturer that had a thick African accent, and they couldn't understand a word, and they were struggling because of that. I had to go and find out what is happening, and they changed their classes. At that time, nobody was paying attention because I'm not immune to schools. I was taught English throughout my primary school by African American. Well, let me just say an American. My English was taught by an American in the 90s. Throughout the 90s, I had an American teacher. So I am very much aware that there will be international lecturers and teachers in our institutions. But at this mess, and this lady kept saying internationalization, internationalization policy, it says it's a give and take. 10% is going to teach in your university, and the same 10% also goes to the other side. Why is it every time it's South Africa that needs to bend backwards? When they talk about Pan-Africanism, South Africa is the one that needs to bend backwards. Pan-Africanism has to happen in South Africa, while the rest of the continent, they couldn't care less about Pan-Africanism. You go to North Africa, they don't consider themselves Africans, but they are on the African continent. Ethiopians and Somalians, they don't consider themselves Africans. They consider themselves something else, but they are on the African continent. And then you come and say, oh, we need to come together as Africans. With all the different psychologies that we have and religions, we are not going to have an Africa that you think you will have. There are people who hold on to positions of power for dear life. They don't believe in democracy. Maybe democracy is on paper, but when it comes to practicing it, it's something totally different versus how it's done in South Africa. And you want Pan-Africanism to reign in South Africa? No. If you want Pan-Africanism to exist, go first to the northern of of the continent. Tell them they are Africans. Go to East Africa. Tell them that they are Africans. Convince them first, and then let's talk about Pan-Africanism. Other than that, it cannot be. We are being manipulated. We are being taken for a ride, and politicians are the ones that are driving this agenda. Today, we scream unemployment. Over 30% of South Africans are unemployed. We see it. It's done deliberately by factories. by other South African employees. Some of y'all who are watching this video, the person that is a domestic worker in your house is not a South African. Why? And then when a crime is committed against you, you cry, ah, clutch your pearl. Why? Because you are creating these issues. You're the one that's creating those issues. You might think, oh, no, you are doing it. We already have a government that is inept. The police, they don't know what they are doing. They don't know what they are doing. And then you hire a foreign national over a South African, and you think that South African that you rejected, when they go back home and all doors are closed, walls are closed, every hole they think they can penetrate through closed. And yet they know if they went to the suburbs, knocked on your gate and say, can I please clean your yard for 100 rand? You say no. So all of these things, guys, what I'm trying to say is some of them are caused by us, but I'm not about that one. That's a whole video on its own. I am about the lies about previously disadvantaged and the reason why we have affirmative action and BEE. And yet South Africans are not benefiting from that. South Africans are not benefiting from that. And these people watch and listen to the news every time being said South Africa is having a huge employment problem. And they are sitting on their ears because they know, I suspect they are collecting the brown envelope. Now let's go back to catered deployment. All of this is caused by catered deployment. Corrupt leaders. You see how all of these things need to be abolished? Abolish the whole, that's why South Africa is in a mess, because you are excluding a certain group of people over another group of people, but that group of people that you are thinking you are working for, you are bringing in people that have no idea about our country, have no loyalties to the people of South Africa. Doesn't that tantamount to national security breaches? Jeopardizing our national security? Isn't that treason? Shouldn't these people be charged with treason because they are traitors? Shouldn't we? I mean, there was a time where the ANC would go to China, they'll come back and say, hey, South Africa, we need to do things like China. And I said, but you are telling us about how China this and how China that, but you're not talking about how China deal with corrupt politicians. Oh, when you talk about that, no, don't come to us and manipulate us about China that we've never been to. And yet we know what China does when it puts its law and order in place. Shouldn't these people, if you want South Africa to be like China, be dealt with how China would have dealt with them? There'll be judgment, no trial. No, guys, what's going on? What's happening? I will tell you what's happening, because we are having a conversation somewhere else. And I kept saying, it's your vote. Guys, let's be honest. Remember when Congress of the People came into the political scene? What y'all said when Cope actually predicted what is happening to South Africa right now? Everything that's happening to South Africa, Cope said it will happen, prevented through your vote. Is it not happening today? Y'all call Cope cockroaches, the rats, and all sorts of names, to a point where you kicked the party out of parliament. Do you see how you are contributing to this? Do you see your silence as well at work when you do not say anything? You know very well there are foreign nationals in your department, but you are saying nothing. You are contributing. You are complicit. You are allowing this to happen. Now, here's the solution. If what we saw in this video is anything, the Hawks need to get on their job and start investigating. We know that the biggest budget of our country goes to the education department, and of course it's going to attract criminals. Can you please investigate this? Because we are suspecting a crime is being committed. that is perpetuated against the people of South Africa as a whole. And let's scrap these marginalization policies. They are not working. They are not working. BEE, I've been saying it forever. Scrap it. It's not working. It's only creating politically connected elites. The rest of us are left out in the cold to dry. Just like now with employment, it's the same. No ways. Anyways, guys, I don't want to be too long. As I said, there's more we're going to talk about. There's more that we're going to talk about. And that, guys, please don't leave the video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.